Oh, good evening, everybody. We have got a treat for you tonight. This is round one of the Dragon Warrior Randomizer Tournament Swiss rounds. And it's a match between Angel FM and the theseawolf1. The theseawolf1, who is a veteran racer who has been with us since nearly the beginning, and Angel FM, who kind of burst onto the scenes a couple of months ago and has just been putting everybody to shame. So it should be an amazing match. Very exciting. I am joined here in the booth by Ursinedasyure. How you feeling about this one, Ursin?
I think it's going to be a very exciting race. I'm excited to see the start and see what stats and all that stuff. So let's get this party started.
All right, so if you haven't seen this before, the goal here we're looking for is to defeat the Dragon Lord. And to do that, we're going to need to create a rainbow drop in order to get into his castle. To do that, we're going to need to find some key items, the Silver Harp, the Stones of Sunlight, and Erdrick's Token. And to create the drop, and those are going to be scattered around the world, and our runners here are going to try to find those, help find all the gear they need in order to take on the Dragon Lord, and rescue Alifgard. What's randomized here? The map is randomized, the enemy skills are randomized, the enemy zones are randomized. It should be some good fun. We're just about to get underway. Alright, so we're going to start with some wings, some gold, and the obligatory magic key. Now the wings is going to give us a very interesting start, because by using the wings, you're able to save the key that you're expected to use to get out of the throne room. That means that our runners are going to have a key to start off. You'll notice that, and also with the gold, that you're able to turn that key into 6 keys by opening the key to this vendor here and filling up. So now keys will no longer be an issue, that can often be a major stumbling block in one of these seeds. So that eliminates that particular roadblock. Yeah, sorry, we're having a few technical difficulties with Angel's stream. I'm sure we'll get that fixed momentarily. And so we find that the sea wolf has gone into the back of the castle and has managed to get killed by a wolf. I believe that was Mountain Cave he was in. And so now he's going to go raid the treasury. And he will find money, more wings, more money, and the Stones of Sunlight, one of the nice key items. Now we get to see what's fun. We're swamp locked, and how bad is it? Not too awful. We can get out without too much effort. 14 strength is a decent starting amount. Not decent enough to take on a Drakima, though. That will send him home quite rapidly. That's going to make things a little more difficult, because if we can't grind in that zone, you're going to have to take more damage from the swamp, probably. Oh, that's going to be interesting. So we have a metal slime here, which will not run away from them, but they can't survive, which is quite the nasty tease. Oh, I'm looking for that was happening on Angel's stream. Alright, thank you, CD, so much for your hard work to get the streams back in order now. So we're still just struggling to find something we can kill. Seems like every time we get out of the swamp, we're finding zones that have monsters that we simply can't do damage to yet, or simply can't survive the attacks of yet. So this should be fun. There may have to do some wandering and hope to encounter a monster one step outside of the castle. And we have a golem. So it looks to me like the starting zone is basically the castle's in the northeast corner of that starting zone. And if that's the case, that's why we're seeing a golem, because we shouldn't be able to see that immediately east or north of the castle. We ordinarily wouldn't. So we may have to travel southwest.
I really like how Angel has gone up to northwest, though, and was able to get at least a Drakey, and he'll probably go back there, and we can get another level and see what level 2 brings.
I am liking the addition of our COD counter here on the tracker. Very, very nice. Well, the good news is that since Angel has found and killed a Drakey, we at least know level 2 is not just a pipe dream. Hopefully we can get there soon.
It looks like Angel has... Did he get the first level? Second level? I'm not. No.
So, I think Angel is trying to save his gold while still grinding, which is an interesting strategy. But the Wraith Knight is putting a rapid end to that. So, I think this time around, he's going to decide... Okay, he's going to save his game here, and then... so hopefully holding out money for either chainmail or copper sword or something, try to hit level 2 and then go on an excursion to the next town, probably. And the Seawolf, I'm not sure he's even seen a Drakey yet. He's trying the strats of just wandering right outside the castle and see if we can get any Zone 0 monsters, which is not a bad strategy, but it does make you make repeated trips back to the castle, which can be frustrating after a while. So far, it looks like that Drakey is our only option, and it's that is a good point there. The sprites here, we have Luigi, the Seawolf as Luigi, and Angel FM as Elena from Dragon Warrior 4. Got lots of fun sprites in this version. Oh, wait, we've got level 2 on Angel FM's side, 15 power, 20 magic, and sleep. Wow, that is very nice. There was multiple gold chests in the treasury CD, and there was wings and the stones of sunlight. So this seed just blew open for Angel, and we'll see if the Seawolf can find anything to push him along soon. And just like that, Angel's moved from level 2 to level 3. 2, 1, 1, and 6. And we have the Spell of Return. That's not doing us a whole lot of good right now. Seawolf making a very nice play here of trying to go through the basement of the castle, which looks like it's Swamp Cave, which would mean that it's possible we could have Garanham on the other side. If you can get to Garanham, you get money. That could be a very good thing. But it looks like he's abandoning that plan. And I think we have our first red slime sighting finally on Angel's stream. So it gets frustrating after a while when you're in Seawolf's position. Oh, that's very nice. Very nice. So Seawolf now knows that there is something grindable in there. There is hope. Oh, and there is a town on Angel's screen. This could be huge. And it is cold. This could be huger.
So he's checking the treasure or the armor, and let's see what he's got. So full plate magic. See if there was a sword there, shield there or not.
And the hidden stairs don't appear to be working, and neither is there any other hidden item at that location in Cole, which means that we're going to find either the token or the flute in a chest.
With that little bit of HP, that sleep is definitely going to become important throughout this game, so it's a wonderful spell to get early in this particular seed expansion.
So, it's possible, although it seems like he's pretty devoted to the strategy already, but it seems like the Seawolf might be getting hurt having seen that red slime now, thinking, because that Drakey is up there in the free area where he could continue to hunt for it, rather than having to routinely die.
Is there a chance that Seawolf doesn't realize he can get off Swamp? Is that something, so he just keeps walking?
Well, I mean, he knows he can get over on the side, but each time he's gone over either north or east, he's ended up getting destroyed by something nasty, and so it's not turned out well for him. So I think he's thinking it's only southwest, and I'm not sure that he has the hit points actually to exit the swamp from the southwest, which is the big problem. So I do think that once you get to exit the swamp to the north, you're in the next zone, which happens to have a Drakey, which has been very nice for Angel. But I think in order to get to the Zone 0 monsters away from swamp, you're going to have to exit through the southwest, and I don't think you can do that with this many HP.
And here we are with the next level with a power of 2, speed of 3, 2, and I did not get what the last one was.
That would be 20 magic points. Very nice for all of our spells that cost 2. And Angel comes across another town. And it is Z-Man's favorite, Breckenary. With the gold that we have hiding in the treasury, anything that's of mid-range here is going to be nice. Angel can get the gold back out of the treasury and come back anytime. The interesting thing about a seed like this is even though Angel got out to level 2 pretty quickly, still with all the swamp and all the things that can get in the way, you gotta feel behind instantly. And if you're Seawolf, you're feeling even worse at the moment, figuring, you know these red slimes are there. Surely Angel's found 3 of them. And so it can become very discouraging. I'm sure the Seawolf is quite discouraged right now, and Angel's probably a little nervous too.
You're doing a great job, Cyberdark. It is definitely a rough start for Seawolf. So let's hopefully soon he can get that last green or red slime, and we can be on our way.
To answer your question, Lord of the Synth, Angel, above the swamp there is have the second zone, and it did have Drakeys in it. So Angel was able to go up there and find Drakeys. There's also some very nasty things up there. And I believe Seawolf saw those and aborted, knowing that couldn't be Zone 0. And so... Fortunately, we've already got 2 red slimes for Seawolf, so... Oh, and we've got a scorpion. That's a shame. But there definitely is a point, Regal Kane making in chat, that going to, standing a better chance going, he's sitting to the right of the castle. I'm thinking going down to the basement. We know the swamp cave's there. He's had a couple bad runs, but surely you have a higher success rate going through the swamp cave at this point than you're having in these swamps. So, it would not be a horrible idea when you get stuck in a spot like this to go try to see if you can beat your head against a wall somewhere else instead. It's also a real shame that the only things we've seen, or we haven't seen anything in this first zone between a red slime and a scorpion. If he runs into a ghost or a magician, or a Drakey for that matter, probably in decent shape with this strength level, but...
Alright, Angel's got the level 6, and we've got 1 power, 1 speed, 3 magic, or 3 hit points, and was that 11 magic?
They have all the magic and none of the spells. Oh, now that's just cruel. 12 damage done to the scorpion and did not kill it. That one hurts. So now we have Angel going to go do the gold grind, or to go get some extra gold to go back to Breckenary, and well, I think to go back to Breckenary, maybe not. Okay, yeah. Go back to Breckenary and get some better gear. So to answer your question, Invenerable, what happened here is as you can see, the castle starts in the middle of swamp. If you go to the east, you find some nasty monsters. You find Drakemas and whatnot, or at the best, you find Drakemas, which will one-shot you by the time you get out of the swamp. If you go north, you find some other nasty monsters, but there happens to be a Drakey hiding up there as well. So Angel found the Drakeys. Meanwhile, Seawolf did not find anything good in either direction, and so he is running on the assumption that Zone Zero is that the castle is in the top right corner of Zone Zero, and he has to stay southwest of it. Unfortunately, he doesn't have enough hit points to get to the dry land southwest of it, so he's just making laps in the swamp, dying and coming back to try to find. He has found some red slimes to try to find that last red slime to kill. So he's been unfortunate the fact that he didn't ever see a Drakey up in that north zone. And we finally come across our red slime. You're hitting level 6. Only 41 deaths it took for Seawolf to get his huge strength and MP gain and enough HP to get down southwest. And so I think Seawolf is actually looking to maybe grind the scorpions here with the increased strength. Not sure. The lap over there is kind of a little surprising to me, but it worked out pretty well for him, so. Now with 22 HP, he should be okay to exit out of the swamp to the southwest and try to grind right in that spot.
Even with the experience lead, Angel has not made it out of the starting area, so he's not. Seawolf is definitely not out of this yet.
Well, and it's nice, Angel just did the gold grind to find the broadsword. If Seawolf gets out of the swamp here and goes and finds Breckenary, he can get that broadsword pretty quickly as well, which will play which he can catch up real fast when you can swing with the broadsword. And we haven't seen any Sharlock monsters yet. Oh, I guess we just saw the Star Wyvern, but who knows what's in store there, and that could be a great equalizer anywhere. And on the other side of the castle, we find Cantlin. We have keys, we don't have any healing spells, and we only have 31 HP, so I'm not sure. Maybe with herbs we can get to the stage back here. We'll see. That was a great first heal. And we have 35 to the south and 3 to the east. I actually don't know that that is countable. It might be on the second continent. I'm not sure what is exactly southeast of the castle here where there's water. I'm not sure what's on the other side of that or how to get to the other side of that. So we'll see. It does look on that maybe there's a way around on the east side of the castle. I am interested to know why Seawolf is opting to grind in the swamp and not exit out right to the southwest. That'll be a good question to ask him after the race. You can see on Angel's screen just quite how nice that broadsword is for grinding here. Able to two-shot a warlock. So definitely looks like Angel is trying to do the count.
Angel found another town during this count, so he's definitely doing the count, and then he'll probably check that town and see what...
Of course, one of the nice things about finding a town while you're doing a count is it gives you a really nice landmark to say, oh, this is this far away, so that if you do die, you can come back and not have to start all the way back from the castle. But Angel had already either seen that one before or is deciding that's not important enough to check out while doing this count. With such a simple count, I can... it's not a major... or I can't blame him for deciding, let's just finish this thing off. And we finally get to level 4 on Seawolf's screen. Maybe he's only another 2 HP, but maybe this'll maybe he'll get off the swamp this time around now.
We found the token. So I'm sure Angel, after he takes this death, is gonna go right to that town and see what...
So one thing that, because we found coal and there was nothing at it, and because we found the token on the world map, that means the armor has to be in Hawksness, because the armor has to be on one of the 3 search locations, and it means that the fairy flute is going to be found in the chest somewhere.
So with that broadsword, it looks like Angel FM has decided to grind to the next level before he heads off and explores a...
Yeah, you know, even though he's got decent attack at this point and sleep, you don't want to go off wandering off too much if you don't have a great way to keep yourself alive. And since you're so close to level 7, might as well see what happens here.
At level 7, we got 7 power, 12 speed, 5 HP, and still no spell.
Yeah, so I guess Angel's probably going to load up on herbs here again, and we'll see if he decides to go out and grind further, or if he decides to start exploring again. I mean, we did see that other town, and I don't believe Angel had seen it before, unless that one was coal. So we may see him go right back to that. And now Seawolf is rapidly moving up again, has just hit level 5, and has started to explore a little bit. And he has finally come across Brackenary, which will... which means hopefully he'll see the broadsword there and can go get the money to get himself in good grinding mode pretty quickly. And Angel FM has found Hawksness. Unfortunately, with no way to heal and no way to do a whole lot of damage, not really gonna get a whole lot of value going there. Maybe you could sleep a stone man for a very long time, but seems unlikely, so Angel nopes right out.
Seawolf is getting all his herbs, and I'm sure gonna buy a couple torches and the dragon scale. So he's catching up, and won't. Angel only has a little bit of a expiration league on him, so still a good, fun race.
So Seawolf sits there and hovers on the broadsword for just a minute, imagining that that's probably where he's got his sights set at the moment. And I think that return probably confirms it.
So it looks like Angel is going to head to Swamp and get across that again. So we'll see if he can make it again.
Yeah, so far we haven't seen a whole huge amount of the monsters yet, but we at least haven't seen anything particularly nasty. Chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe we've actually seen sleep or any kind of breath at this point in time.
Actually, Tilo, I think we just saw a magic wyvern with sleep. Angel FM tried to put him to sleep, and he put him to sleep, if I'm correct.
That'd be a red dragon with sleep. That is not fun to know at all.
Tilo, I think that's your fault. You just wanted sleep, and then it just happened, and so maybe you should not say those kind of things.
Well, I felt this seat had been too nice on the runners already with such an easy start, so I thought maybe we should complicate matters a little bit. Seawolf hoping for that extra search spot right there. So it looks like Angel got pretty fortunate to get across the swamp cave on his first attempt, because it appears as though it's going to be tough going with these red dragons. Now, it'll be interesting to find out when they get stop spell how resistant these red dragons are to that, because if they have no stop spell resistance, this goes from being something really nasty to being an amazing grind. If they're high percentage sleeps, which it seems so far that they are, since I think we're 2 of 2.
And Seawolf has found 2 caves on his screen. The first one looks like it could be... Is that Swamp North?
That would be Mountain.
Mountain Cave,
I believe. So I don't believe Angel has actually found that particular cave yet. For as quickly as Angel got ahead, it's not that massive of a difference between the two of them. Both of our runners making excellent use of this sleep spell to keep their survivability going, especially with no heal spells and not a whole lot of HP. They need something to allow them to just keep going and not have to heal every few moments. Or have to go back to an inn every few moments. Yeah, so far we just got 2 hits there, so that doesn't look to be too bad. I know we saw Star Wyverns earlier that didn't have much of anything, so so far the Red Dragons look to be the only bad thing, which of course if you're going to have one thing that's the only bad thing in Charlock, you don't want that to be Red Dragons.
Of course, I don't think we've seen anything but sleep from the Red Dragons. Well, I guess they did hit, so hopefully that's all they have.
And one more monster, a Seawolf is going to get level 7 and be right on par there with Angel. So all that nastiness in the swamp doesn't seem to be hurting him too badly. And even though Angel's got a little bit of an exploration lead, he hasn't found anything particularly useful there that's going to speed things up too much. I mean, the count does take a little bit of time, so that's nice to get it out of the way, but
So after this monster, Angel should be on level 8. See if we get any spells.
I will reiterate what CD just said in chat, that this whole community is full of absolutely amazing people, and if you have any interest in playing this, please feel free to join the Discord and ask questions, and you have a whole lot of people that will be excited to have you there and be eager to help you in whatever way they can. And Angel just got some really, really nice news, as you just see the fire there on your tracker, yielding us Hurt More. That should open this up massively for him, and he could probably do a lot of pulling away after Seawolf was keeping pace after that start. So, see what happens.
His HP is still a little low, but he did take a beeline right to Hawk's Nest, so we'll see what if that is gonna be possible with Hurt More with this HP. So
yeah, I do find the decision to try to sleep the Armored Knight peculiar. They have a pretty high resistance, so then you had Hurt More, but I don't know. So I'm not exactly sure what the thought process there was, unless he actually just wanted to get sent home. I guess the thought is, I'm not running away from the Armored Knight, so I'm going to see if I can get away, but 2 Hurt Mores will get you away too.
Seawolf is not too far behind. 3 more wizards, and he's caught up to level 8. So, it doesn't seem as Angel FM has taken a big lead, even though he had Hurt More a few minutes ahead.
I really like this decision by Angel to just head immediately to Hawk's Nest as soon as we have Hurt More. So oftentimes when you see that early on in the seed, you just kind of put it in the back of your mind and think, oh, when I'm super strong, I'll come back and get it. But as soon as you get Hurt More, you can kill half the monsters that could be at the spike tile. And so this is a very good move to come here quickly. And as we all know, and Angel himself knows because he was the one who found coal with nothing in it, the armor is at this location. There is no if about it, or there's no doubt about it. So, just gotta finish the battle off here. I think he's trying first to grind to level 9, which, with the monsters we've got here and Hurt More, that seems to like it's going to happen pretty rapidly. And look at this, Seawolf is making the exact same play to see what's at Hawksness, and he is going to be very happy to find out the armor's there, supposing that we can get through this Guardian tile.
Thank you guys for the bless you. Truly appreciate it. And it looks like, oh, a metal slime on Seawolf's side.
$11 more power, 6 more hit points, and we have heal more. That's going to make things even more interesting, because unless this is a red dragon, we have a good shot. Oh, and an Axe Knight. You love to see that there. And Seawolf also gets that Axe Knight, gets Erdrick's armor, and is off to the grinding races. I'm curious to know how long each player is going to stick around and try to grind Hawksness, because you get a few more levels here, you can take on anything. In fact, with those red dragons with sleep guarding everything, I might consider grinding until I get Stop Spell or get a couple more levels and know, okay, I gotta go explore. But this is just such a beautiful grind, and whoever breaks this first could actually be end up a pretty big underdog if the seed stays particularly, or if some nasty things come up.
And I believe we just got heal more, so that definitely is gonna help at... Oh, we've had it, but whatever. So, it looks like Seawolf has chose to grind here, and that might be the... They're actually tied with experience at this second. Sorry, I think I'm still a little disoriented after that sneeze.
And here we go with level 10 rather. With 9 power, 4 response speed, 9 hit points, 3 magic points, and we learned the spell of Repel is what we added to our mix there, which is going to be nice, because with Hurtmore you don't want to fight a whole lot of little low-level enemies, and that can really speed up your exploration.
Well, that grind was definitely an equalizer. Angel is still ahead with exploration, but Seawolf does know where a cave is that Angel doesn't, so he might head there right now and and maybe get through that. And yes, Angel does have the token, so he's a little ahead.
And it is worth noting that the token, he got the token by counting coordinates, which is a little bit of a time-consuming process, so it's not like Seawolf is going to catch up just by stumbling across it. Yeah, Seawolf is definitely going to have to get coordinates, which I believe Cantlin was on the other side of the swamp cave, and as we've seen from Angel's adventures, the red dragon with sleep is haunting that swamp cave pretty nasty. So it might be difficult for him to get there for those coordinates. But fortunately, that's not a major hang-up, because we have the armor, and until you're ready to make the drop, that token is not incredibly important. So it's okay to... Now that he has Erdrick's armor, he's probably okay waiting till he stumbles across Cantlin. "20 power, 10 HP, 25 magic points." What a level that one was. It doesn't appear like either of our runners seem to be getting any agility. I think we've had maybe 3 levels at this point where there was no agility gain whatsoever, and there has not been much of a big one at all. So that could come into play too, unless we run a course. We've seen how big these stat gains are. If we suddenly get 25 agility, things change. But yeah, if they could find Erdrick's sword and the fighter's ring, they currently would have 135 attack power, which would be enough to defeat the Dragon Lord with with the MP they have, that would be enough to defeat the Dragon Lord if they had the HP for it. So at this point, you have to consider going and not grinding anymore, because you're about to, at any level now, you'll hit those HP numbers you need, and you'll be in go mode. Also of note, if they could find Erdrick's Sword, they can have guaranteed hits against metal slimes. Yeah, this seed definitely turned around rapidly. It was very nice of the seed to plant Hawksness and Breckenary so close together, and both of those so close to the castle, making this grind very ideal. Yes, Matsuri Dream, the sword can be in one of the opening chests in the King's Throne Room. And it is very fun when you see that in your seed. Angel Sprite is Elena from Dragon Warrior 4. To answer Mikalos's question.
So, Tilo, what do you think Angel's strategy is? Is it to get stop spell or to get a little more HP?
I'm probably thinking it's the HP here, and as we just saw on Seawolf's side, he just got 28 HP. That puts you almost in go mode here. Well, from a stats perspective, they're very close to having over 96 hit points, which is what you want to go take on the Dragon Lord. Next level could very much get it, and with that much hit points, you can survive a whole lot. So it's so tempting to keep this grind up for a long time, but there's still a lot of world to explore, and I think you have to go now. But as Up to NG pointing out, go mode with 38 agility would be absolutely brutal. I mean, at the stats they are right now, if they were fully geared with everything, with a silver shield, they would be at 69 defense power, which is not breaking much of anything of note. So, and they wouldn't be able to run from anything. Red Dragons could still probably do 50 to them, so it's not... And of course with sleep, that's problematic. So, agility, this could be one of those rare seeds where we see having to grind extra levels just for agility.
An Angel found a cave that we haven't seen. I believe Seawolf is in Mountain, and Angel is in Tablet. It may be Grave. I'm not 100% sure.
It's Mountain. He just found the death necklace there too. No, I take it back. That is Grave. I am wrong. You were correct.
Well, I wasn't correct. Chat was correct.
I saw the two chests side by side and was thinking those two chests in Mountain Cave that are side by side, not the three that are side by side in the grave.
So it looks like he was thinking about return, but he has learned from recent seas that you should dive the grave.
Yeah, although he seems like he may be pacing back and forth, so he may be looking for a death warp, knowing that we've got gold in the treasury, and to do a gold grind for, I believe we had a silver shield at one of these towns.
Yes, I think you are correct, Tilo.
But he did decide just to exit the cave, so was happy with those top three. And we have our bonus cave sighting. And it looks like we've got the fighter's ring in that. So that's going to be a nice little extra bonus to the already massive attack power. And we finally come across Rimeldar, which would have been really significant if we hadn't had that the wings to start off. But hey, there's Fairy Flute. But at this point, it's basically just a weapon shop.
Seawolf does not know where Token is yet, and I don't think he has seen Cole, so he still could be diving. Well, he didn't dive grave, but still looking in places where. Well, I guess we still need the sword, so Angel will probably look in Mountain Cave if he comes across it.
Speaking of Mountain Cave, I believe that's where we just ended up. So, or on the Seawolf screen. So, this could be big if he finds the sword here. He has not found Cole yet, and so he does not know. And he hasn't found Caitlin yet, so he does not know that the token cannot be in a chest. So it's very possible he might continue if he doesn't come across Caitlin or Cole. He might keep diving even if he finds the sword. That cursed belt is telling him that there is an item on the map, so he knows either the flute or the token is at least on the map. Or is not on the map, on a search spot, rather. And Angel comes across Garenham, so we've now found all the towns. We have found all the caves. But I don't think we've actually seen Charlock yet, have we?
Chad, have we seen Jerk and the Silver Heart?
Well, we have seen the Jerk now. So, the only the only cave I don't remember seeing off the top of my head is the Staff of Rain cave, and so I was wrong in that part. But we have seen almost everything here at this point, and now we just have to figure out: do we have a sword? And we do not. So it is either in the bottom two chests of the grave, which Seawolf opted not to dive, or it is in Charlock. And Seawolf, seeing the Sparkover Bridge, knowing that that means you absolutely have to search it. And unfortunately, the dream still does not come true. For those of you who are unaware, the Sparkover Bridge is a bridge connected to exactly one tile of land, and and people tend to want to check that spot. And one of these days, that spot is going to have the overworld item on it, and it is going to be a thing of absolute glory. Though honestly, looking at the strength now, if they gain another level or two at the way things are going, this might be another one of those seeds where they just take the broadsword all the way down and take the Dragon Lord out with that, especially if they have to grind extra levels for agility. If the sword ends up in Charlock, they may just, opt to wait till they're happy with the sword, and by that point they might be happy without it. while we're just doing some exploration here and kind of recovering some of the tracks we've been in already, I'll just kind of cover some details on the Dragon Warrior Randomizer tournament. It is a tournament that has 5 Swiss rounds to it, and in the Swiss rounds is basically first week everybody's randomly matched up. Then after that, players with the same record are matched up. So all the 0-1s play another 0-1, all the 1-0s play another 1-0, etc. And then the next week, 2-0s play each other, 1-1s play each other, 0-2s play each other, and that continues on for 5 weeks. We have exactly 64 entrants in this tournament. So, barring some withdrawals, we will not have to have any pair ups or pair downs where 2 people with different records play each other, which is an absolute amazing thing to get in a tournament. At the end of those 5 rounds, everybody that is 3-2 or better will make the playoffs, which will be a single elimination bracket, except for the semifinals and the finals, which will be a best of 3.
Oh, look, we found the big C on Angel's screen.
Yeah, it is nice that it's so close to Garrenham, because I always like to see a town really close to Charlock if possible. Allows you to heal up if things get nasty and you need to abort your dive. It's also nice to have Garrenham in particular because it's the fastest town to get shops at, so even if you die on your way back to Charlock, you can stop and restock on herbs.
Yes, CD, I believe the harp was in the grave.
I thought I had seen a silver shield at one of these shops. I'm a little surprised at the moment that neither player has opted to do a death warp to go get that. I could be mistaken that they did not. That I have not seen a silver shield, in which case it would make perfect sense they haven't taken the death warp to grind for it. But if there is one, I'm kind of surprised they haven't done that. Especially with its agility, it can improve your survivability a lot more. I agree with you, Lorgon. We have seen a lot of off-kilter stats in this tournament, and it feels like this new version, stats are just a lot more erratic and wild than they've been before. More extreme, bigger stat growths, whatever. As far as I'm aware, no logic was actually changed in the stat growth, so I don't know how that could actually be the case, but it certainly has that feel. Then again, I did have my second race of the tournament last year with the 62 HP gain for my last level, so yeah, maybe they've always been a little erratic.
The token was on the coordinates, which Caitlin is across the swamp, which is in the back of the castle. I'm not sure Seawolf has explored it much, but there are red dragons with sleep, so it's a scary thing to get across. And so, yeah, so he has to go get the coordinates to get to.
I will note that, if I'm not mistaken, that Swamp South is what's connected to the castle, and they do have outside now, which they didn't when Angel was making those attempts across Swamp Cave. So the red dragons that are there won't necessarily be problematic. Having said that, that means the Swamp Cave and the first floor of Mountain share a monster zone, and so with all those red dragons there, that means there are red dragons in the top of Mountain Cave. And Seawolf managed to get through Mountain Cave without seeing a red dragon, and so if Angel runs into those, it could be problematic. And Angel did just find the Staff of Rain Cave, Staff of Rain Cave, but did not have the heart, and so has to go back.
So Seawolf just found out that the no, he didn't. I guess the token could be on the court.
No, Mr. Holmes, this is indeed a 39 agility seed right now. At the rate they're going, they might have to get enough strength to just one-shot all the monsters on the way down. You know, try one of those heal more free Dragon Lord fights. To answer your question, Slappy, almost every player plays on an emulator. I believe both of these are. There are a couple of players that use an EverDrive to play on an actual original console. I know Zarnax does that, but most players opt to go for the emulator. So, yeah, that level 14 was something. We had a, what is that, a 15-point strength gain? So they now have 133 attack power with the broadsword, 106 hit points, 108 magic points. That is, you could take on the Dragon Lord with that, honestly. You don't even need the sword. If you get the sword, then that's even more ridiculous. But for Seawolf at this point, he's got to be looking for Cantlin to get the token to get on his way as quickly as possible. Because, yeah, I don't think you bother even thinking about the sword at this point. 52 agility is still not where you want it, but with these resources, you could probably manage it. So we do still have to get the token for Seawolf, which we've mentioned, which is the big lead that Angel has over Seawolf. Seawolf has 2 caves explored that Angel doesn't, unless I missed him diving grave or mountain, which is possible. And so once one of those then finds whichever one of those they need, this is going to get really, really close. And the fact that Seawolf has caught up, given the brutal start that he had, is quite impressive, and shows you what a veteran player can pull off. As I mentioned, he's been here for a long time, so he's had to pull off a lot of interesting strategies through the years.
So here is Seawolf is going to probably dive the swamp here, and hopefully can get through. Well, he has outside and find Cantlin, and then he'll go search. So, but it looks like Angel, is he in the grave? Yeah, he's in the grave. So it's still a very close race. So whoever can get back to Hawksness and grind.
That is a great point there, ETAP. Do note the death counter that we have here, that not only are effort trackers added, but CyberDark has been doing an amazing job actually tracking, because those numbers are really high, and that's quite the effort to stay on top of it the whole time.
Not knowing the red dragons are here, it looks like Seawolf opts not to use outside. Oh, he wanted to just check what the tile was, so let's see.
He may be opting to pick up the princess right now and just kind of take her on a world tour if the coordinates turn up empty.
And it looks like the swamp monster is Golem with Hurt More.
And this looks like it has to be a 75% hurt more, which is... It's not awful, because the hurt more doesn't hit as hard as the golem himself does. It also is very possible he could be stop spelled if that became a problem, but with this agility, maybe it would be a problem. They wouldn't be able to get away so easily. Angel FM has found the flute. It's in Rimmildar, which Seawolf has absolutely no need to find, so it's possible that he won't have the flute, and maybe that comes into play with a low agility dive in Charlock if they come across some golems that he can't get away from, and Angel can because Angel has the flute.
And, let's see here. So he's going to go look in Cantlin's armory, and he is going to buy the flame sword. Ooh, that's big, so he's probably not going to look for the sword, and he's good to go.
Well, he couldn't quite get the flame sword because he didn't have the money for it yet, but he does have the death necklace, and with this attack power, there is absolutely no need to have the death necklace. It sells for 1,200 gold. He could purchase that flame sword by selling the death necklace. But he is instead opting to return immediately and drop off the princess and do a quick coordinate check. And Angel FM is now in the mountain cave, so he's about to... well, I guess you didn't find... There's not much to find in the mountain cave, but at least get the information there's nothing there. Angel has found the Stones of Sunlight cave, which I don't believe Never mind. Not Stones of Sunlight. Staff of Rain, and obviously Seawolf has, because Seawolf has the staff. So I missed that. So the real question is, are either of them going to opt to dive grave? I doubt it, not with this attack power. I do wonder if Angel is going to hope for a death warp here to try to do a gold grind to pull up a silver shield, if we saw one of those. Or if as soon as he sees there's nothing here, he's just going to abandon.
There is a silver shield in Cantlin.
And to answer your question, CD, we can get guaranteed hits against metal slimes. We are not guaranteed one-shot hits quite yet. And Seawolf gets his token and is ready to get his drop. But first, he's going to go stop over by our friend Fred here. Get his magic points refilled.
I don't think that Seawolf has he found Garen?
I don't know if he has or not. I missed it if he did. I know Angel has, but if he finds Garanham, I mean, that's perfect world, because if he finds Garanham, Charlock is right there, so he turns in, gets the staff, and can immediately go and do the dive. So it works out brilliantly. But first he's going to stop, get the flame sword, and he's going to completely abandon any interest in looking for Erdrick's sword at all. Angel gets the Staff of Rain, so now Angel, who knows where the drop is, or who knows where Garanham is and where Charlock is, it can go straight back there, but it looks like he may be aiming to go grind another level. Potentially to get the Flame Sword, or... Well, he's going into Brecconary. I'm probably still going to go to heading to Hawksness to grind another level, hoping for agility, or maybe hoping just a little bit more so that he doesn't have to think about the sword either. But I have to think agility is on the thought process here, because everything else has, is easy go mode. Or he might just be wanting to get enough money to get the flame sword and just go forth with that, just like Seawolf is doing. That is a really, really bright idea there, Lorgon. The idea that he had the broadsword and the bamboo pole was for sale, so when you buy one weapon, you sell your other weapon. And so by buying the bamboo pole, he would have sold the broadsword back for 750 gold, which would have been enough to purchase the flame sword. That is a very heads-up play. That is a very heads-up play that would have happened. Yes. So it turns out, I don't think that Angel had ever actually fully explored the second continent, but it doesn't seem like there is a whole lot, or there is much here to explore. It seems like it's a pretty small little blip. And so, imagine at this point, Seawolf knows exactly where he needs to go to finish the whole thing off here. So yeah, after all this time, I'm not sure exactly where Garanham is in the map here, so I don't know if he's heading towards it right now or not. But as things go, experience is pretty much evened up. If he can find Garanham, then exploration will obviously be completely evened up. And this is turning out to be quite a close one. This could be a pretty epic finish. Those red dragons are just begging to cause people problems, especially with this agility. So you may want some extra magic points for stop spells, which, incidentally, we don't have right now. So that could be another reason to get to level 15, is because you're going to need stop spell against those red dragons with this agility. And this X-Knight is going to give us level 15 for Angel. We have 2 power, 10 response speed, 29 hit points, 8 magic points. With 29 hit points, that now puts the Death Necklace into play with our already absolutely absurd strength. And the agility is now, we can deal with it. So this is absolute go mode.
And Seawolf just hit level 15, so we're just gonna see if he can find how quickly till he finds Garanham, so it could be a close one, and it looks like if I'm following Angel, he is not in the right area.
This attack power is absolutely ridiculous. Just seeing 143 with the flame sword. At this point you go with the Death Necklace when you go fight the Dragon Lord, not because you need to, but just to speed up the fight a couple of rounds, because it's a guaranteed win if you can get down there with hardly anything.
And Angel just bought the flame sword.
It is important to note, even with all this HP, with this bad agility, it's going to be hard to run from a lot of things. Even though they're favorites to run from everything that's not a red dragon or an armored knight, they're not necessarily massive favorites at this agility, and they are not defense breaking anything. Every monster will hit hard. So it's going to be a pretty dangerous dive, even with all this attack power. Now Angel has a rainbow drop and can get into Charlock.
Alright, the way Seawolf went, he realized that is not the way to Garen him, so he is trying the other. And we have Angel doing the drop and gonna be the first one in Charlotte.
So now the big question is, are there red dragons?
So far, I think we've only seen Star Wyvern.
Yeah, that's a pretty friendly start, for sure. We've got a werewolf as well. So far, Angel looks to be getting a pretty nice run on this second floor here. And we've gotten out of the first zone. Angel is opting to cast Sleep here, knowing that with the attack power that he has, there is absolutely no need to worry about magic points, so let's do whatever we can to get away. Now, an Armored Knight could be a little trickier, but with all this attack power, let's just beat it up. Yeah, with this attack power, unless you run into a whole lot of Armored Knights, they're still not going to be enough to stop you because you can just swing them down.
Seawolf's found Remeldor, and I guess he's still hoping for the sword. But he is not going to find it. He gets the fairy.
So far, this Charlock being very, very nice to Angel. And we get to see what's in the very last zone. Angel running from a couple of stone without bothering to cast Sleep anymore. And we come across a golem. Which, this one, though, Angel's not taking any chances. Gonna blow the flute and run. I'm actually not sure if Angel's fought a golem yet and knows that they have hurt more. Not that that makes a whole lot of difference.
Seawolf did buy a large shield.
Well, realistically, Seawolf has not much time to hope that things go poorly for Angel here. Nose Neiman, Seawolf has not seen the Jerk Cave. We have not come across Garanham yet. Or he has not come across Garanham yet, as far as I can recall. So he is searching for that. Because the cave is behind Garanham.
Which also means he probably hasn't seen Sherlock, but we all know that Sherlock is just right below Garen.
Any Snail, to answer your question, the Dragon Lord sprite is different because the palette is different. When we have these custom sprites here, sometimes we have to change the colors around because in the NES you only can have a specific number of palettes, on screen at one point in time. And in this particular game, you only have a limited 4 palettes to choose from for all characters. So we make some adjustments to other characters' colors in order to get the hero that we want.
So Garanham has been found, so hopefully Seawolf will be able to find Sherlock right after this.
The Golem Spike tile proving to be absolutely no issue for Angel FM, and we are ready to go off and take on the Dragon Lord. Barring a missed menu, this fight is entirely free, so there's not a whole lot of drama here. Which, if you're in Angel's shoes, is a really, really good thing. If you're in the viewer's shoes or you're in Seawolf's shoes, your wishing might be a little different.
Yes, I agree with you, Zarnex. Seawolf made an amazing comeback for the way he started, so he has played well, so he can hold his head up.
That is a very important point that Zarnex just made, is that the runners do need to be aware that the Dragon Lord can hit for more than 48. He can hit for 52 with what they've got right now. So Angel's like, I'm not even worrying about this. I'm not even going to try for double attacks. I've got this in the bag. I'm not taking any risks. So healing every single time. 55, 59, who cares? 67, why not? You know, I can't blame that approach. Let's not make anything... In fact, let's give ourselves a little bit of a buffer in case we do accidentally throw a Hurtmore out there. You know. Yeah, this was a really... Even though Angel pulled away here right at the end due to Seawolf's difficulty finding Garanham, this has been an excellent race that looked like it was going to be kind of be a blowout, 15 minutes in, and Seawolf made a gigantic comeback to really make it close and exciting, and definitely a fun race. Great job by both runners.
And the Dragon Lord has died.
Angel FM finishes with an official SRL race time of 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 30 seconds. GG to Angel, and we will see if we can get him in here for an interview. Alright, we get level 16 for Seawolf. Another 3 power, another 3 response speed, another 11 HP, because why not? And he has Radiant now, with plenty of MP to cast it, so why not? Seawolf still opting just to fight on his way down, hit with this kind of agility. Why not? You got heal more to spare if things go a little awry. But it is definitely a time sink a little bit. But of course, then again, he also knows that Angel finished and may just want to have fun with this to see how absurd these stats can get. Who knows? I like where Chad is going with this. The idea that if he's going to have fun anyway, let's go check the treasury for the sword, put it on, put the death necklace on, and be starting to attack the Dragon Lord with 168 attack power. You're doing 17 to 34 damage a swing, potentially killing him in 5 hits. That would be fun. And with that, it looks like we have Angel FM in the commentary booth. GG, Angel.
Thank you very much. GG to everyone.
So, tell me how you felt about that start.
So, really bad agility. Strength wasn't that bad. And even though there was a metal slime, still getting hit for 4 or 3 just doesn't do it.
So you were able to come across that Drakey there, to get you off off and running to level 2. Your opponent had quite a bit of difficulty finding anything to fight there at the beginning, but it definitely felt like the race was going to be a little bit of a slog. Then Hurt More happened, and everything just kind of opened up real fast.
It did. The only thing I was worried about was not grinding for it soon enough. Because it makes me think my opponent might be ahead of me, that since he grinded to, 6, 7?
Yeah, I think it was 7 that you got it, so... And then, after you were in great shape stats-wise, ridiculous shape stats-wise, you seemed to have some trouble finding the caves to finish off your inventory. What was going through your head during that whole process?
That was fun. It was more... I don't know how to say it. It's just try to figure out either is it on the second continent with Cantlin, or is it further through? And the way the continent was, it was very, very big. And I felt like that'd be a better exploration, and granted, it had to be south of Hawks and Reckonary.
So I'm just going to step in for a second. Seawolf looks like he's going to check the treasury for the sword. So let's see if he finds it.
Yeah, you mentioned going back to Cantlin. You obviously went there pretty early on, and then you tried to go back a couple of times and found out that red dragons were pretty nasty. How did that make you feel, knowing you had a Sharlock dive in front of you with those?
Worrisome, especially when your agility's bad throughout pretty much the seed. It's really low to begin with. I mean, even in the teens of levels, we're still at 39 agility. It's awful. Even taking the risk just to go Sharlock. I'm already strong enough. I have enough heal, I have enough MP, so I felt like I can make it.
Yeah, you definitely make quick work of that Sharlock for what it could potentially do to you without that agility. You were using the fairy flute and sleep, because you had the flute, obviously. Sleep was magic points were absolutely no issue. And you never came across a red dragon, because that could have, absolutely caused all sorts of problems if you got slept and held down that much. But we also don't know what his stop spell resist was, so maybe you could have gotten away from that without too much trouble, too.
That's what I was grinding for 15 for, was just to see if I could get stop spell, in case I do run into the reds.
All right, so you are moving on to 1-0 in the Swiss rounds. How do you feel about that?
Alright so far. A little nervous, just because of who's in that 1-0. But there's a lot of good runners, and really I'm not afraid to face anyone.
Well, yeah, you definitely have been beating pretty much anybody in this tournament in your races over the last couple of months, so easy. Yeah, definitely understand feeling confident going in against any of those opponents. It's a pretty impressive field, but you're right at the top of that impressive field, so I'm sure nobody's really looking forward to having to go up against you either.
I mean, I can understand. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to step in for a second and just say, Seawolf is doing the golem, and he did put the death necklace on, so his attack power right now is 168. The golem is being a stinker with heal, but we just excellent moved him, so it's going to be a quick and easy Dragon Lord.
I think after you finished, Seawolf decided he was going to have a little bit of fun and, get the next level, get the sword, get the everything that I don't think he would have done ordinarily, but decided to have some fun, and he is going to absolutely hand it to the Dragon Lord here. And we start off with a 30. Hitting the Dragon Lord for 30 is not something you see very often. And we follow that up with a 32. So not only does he have insane attack power, he is also rolling insanely high in that range. There's a more moderate number of 21. So, 4 hits in, we're already over 100 damage in, as you do. And I believe on swing 6, he is going to finish the job. 6 swing Dragon Lord 2 fight. That is something you don't see every day. So, Angel, you decided to go down with the Flame Sword because you had ridiculous stats. At what point did you opt to... at what point did you say, you know what, I'm not even going to bother looking for the sword?
I mean, it's a 144 attack with however many heal mores, 13, 14. I mean, what's there really to worry about at that point?
Right, well, Seawolf just finished with the official SRL time of 1 hour, 31 minutes, and 58 seconds. We're going to see if we can get him in for an interview. And here he is. GG, Seawolf.
Thank you. Good work, Angel. That was
GG, Seawolf.
quite the start, huh?
Quite a bit.
Talk about that start, Seawolf, because you had some trouble.
My start was like, oh, a red slime, awesome, I'll punch it. No, I'm going to run away. Okay, I'll find another one. No, I'm going to run away. I think I had like 8 runaways in the first level. And then it was ambush scorpions. And yeah, it's basically ambush scorpions or red slimes that were cowardly.
So what made you opt to just continue to grind circles in the swamp and return back to the castle rather than try to grind outside of the swamp?
I went to the right twice. Three times I went to the right by the forest there and got a Drakima, a Warlock, and I think a Mag Wyvern. Like, I can't do that stuff. And I took one step north of the castle one time and got instantly attacked by a Warlock. So the castle was on the edge of the zone. So I'm like, I can't go north because that zone can murder me. And 3 monsters I saw in the zone to the east were also going to kill me in one shot, and I couldn't hurt them. So it looked like it was basically roll the dice over there would be troublesome because you get there with like 3 hit points left, and the monsters there seem to be mid-tier. So I went north one step and saw the Warlock. I was like, okay, that's obviously off limits. That's off limits. I can't go west without dying or south without dying. So I'll just loop around until I find those slimes. I know we're here at some point.
Yeah, so that puts you quite a bit behind to start off with. Angel found in the area north of the swamp, there were Drakies in that zone, and was able to get kills of a couple of those and move on pretty quickly. So that puts you quite a bit behind, and you managed to completely close that gap at one point.
Yeah, we had quite a bit of power there. Finding the Hurt More and then finding the Axonite on the grind spot in like a Hawk's Nest with the armor there. I just think, okay, I'll just left, right, and keep blowing up armor knights till they kill me, and they never killed me. So actually, I have a drink here. I was going to open it. I'm like, oh, next time I die, I'll open this drink. Here's the first one. I'll open this one. So finish these knights. I'll die. I go to the castle, and I'll keep grinding. And then I didn't die after that. So it's sitting here closed, waiting for me to partake of it.
As I was saying, you pretty much closed the gap, and the two of you were neck and neck, perfectly even in experience. Both of you looking for one thing. Angel was looking for the harp. You were looking for the token, and then for Garanham and the jerk at the end there, which is that difference. Angel had come across Garanham earlier and knew where that was, so that searching for Garanham is where Angel pulled away. But you guys were neck and neck the whole time. Tell me what was going through your head there at the end when you knew all you had to do was find Garanham and you're good to go.
Basically, I was trying to explore the west. Obviously, I missed the on the west side. I have to find something again over there. I tried the east side to make sure I didn't miss a small cave somewhere for the jerk. I did the swamp cave and saw it was a tiny little continent, which got me the flame sword, which is nice, but nothing else there of importance. And then, obviously, had to go somewhere west, and I missed that one little fork. There were 3 ways to go. You go south to the desert, southwest towards the forest area, which was the big swamp again, and then there was just straight west, took you to a forest, and around the corner, which had Garanham, which had the jerk, which had Charlock. So I missed that the first time around. And once I started getting, oh, here's 20 strength. Oh, here's 20 strength. Oh, here's 15 strength. Like, oh, okay. So hopefully Angel's having problems that I have, because otherwise, he's all having the Dragon Lord. That's going to be a one dive deal.
So, did you opt to pick up the sword just because Angel had already finished, so you thought you'd have some fun with it?
Yeah, I was gonna tear through the flame sword and be worried about once Angel finished. Oh, screw it! I'll see the swords in the treasury. It's the first chest. We find them. Put on the sword. Put on the detonator. See how go for the world record of damage in one turn.
Well, six hit Dragon Lord definitely is something you don't see every day.
Also, we had trash agility. I was being ambushed constantly by everything. Dragon Lord was punching me for 50. I saw that one hit you do for 50 on me. I couldn't get away from anything in Charlock. Like, it's either put to sleep or run away, or kill it. I could not escape anything in Charlock. And I had tons of encounters, too. So, if we came at the same time, he probably would have pulled ahead just on the basis of the RNG of encounters. The fact that we could not... I don't know if he had any better luck running away. I could not get away from anything in the seat.
All right. Well, you now move to 0-1 in the brackets, or in the Swiss rounds. But lots of time to get more wins, and unfortunately, 0-1 isn't necessarily going to guarantee an easy matchup next round. But how are you feeling?
I feel fine. It's when I play Dragon Warrior Randomizer, I tell people it's the coolest randomizer out there. You're going to die a lot, and oftentimes out of your hands. So you could be 3 steps from the chest of the mountain cave or deep in Garen's grave. And the dragon appears out of nowhere, ambushes you, and casts sleep, just does laps around you before it kills you. You're 2 steps away, and that was actually the sword, or that was actually the token. So, Dragon Warrior Randomizer, I think, is the coolest randomizer out there. So you come in knowing that it's going to be painful. And if you can accept that, you can take your death shrug and move on. If you can't, you rage quit and play Soul Blazer. I don't know. Something else happens. But there's plenty of options out there. So it's not for everybody. But I come into this thing, and Chaos too, coming knowing that you're going to die a lot. That's what happens.
Well, you'll enjoy if you watch this back that we have a little COD counter on the screen right now that our tracker, CyberDark, did an excellent job of keeping up to date. So we've gotten to watch your numbers go up really, really high over the course of this.
I apologize to CyberDark for hitting the button so many times, because I certainly filled the... I figured at some point the swamp would be full. If I died enough times in the swamp, I figured there'd be enough bodies to walk over. That wouldn't be a problem anymore. Just didn't pan out.
All right. Well, so before we sign off, do either of you have any close?
Nothing that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah, the usual thanks for the restreamers who sit here and watch the trackers who hit the buttons, the commentators keep talking, and everyone who makes the show in the background and keeps things rolling smoothly for a tournament of this size and of this duration. It's good to have it. People in charge are definitely on point, and I look forward to helping out in the back scenes and also helping out in the racing.
All right. Well, thank you both for putting on a very, very entertaining race. Thank you, as always, to our our restreamer, CDN Prov, our tracker, Cyberdark, both of who are the best in the business. And thank you to my co-commentator here, Ursin. I'm Thilotilo, and everybody have a great night.